Hi, I'm Cecily Kellogg. I'm a professional blogger, writer, content marketer, and social media manager. I run a small consulting business called Double Good Media. Find us at doublegoodmedia.com. And I'm here today to talk to you about blogging tips, both for business blogs and for personal blogs that are seeking growth. And I am going to talk about how to create a reader persona and why you need one. So let's start by asking, what is a reader persona? It's pretty simple, really. It is a profile of your ideal reader. This might mean readers that you have now or readers that you are trying to grow your audience into. So how do you go about creating this profile? And no, it's a false person. You're building a false person. Think of it as building a Facebook profile for somebody that doesn't exist, but is your ideal reader, if they did exist. So start with this. 1, start with your demographics. Take a good long look at your metrics on your analytics site. And if you don't have analytics, hold this thought and watch this. Go install analytics on your site and watch this video again in 3 months when you have more information. But you need to know, compile some data about who is on your blog. What is their age? What is their gender? Where do they live? And even include racial demographics if you can get them. This is valuable because if you aren't reaching a racially diverse audience, you need to rethink your strategy. So then once you've pulled in your demographics and gotten that information, you need some additional stats. Those stats are going to be more about how long people spend on your site, what makes them come to your site, and how long they stay there. So this is when you need to look at things like bounce rate. A bounce rate, if you don't know, is how often people come to your site, look at it just for a second, and then bounce right out. Now, this is pretty normal if you're talking about a location-based store or organization where people are just looking for specific information like address or phone number. So that's not uncommon at all. I, for instance, had a very high bounce rate on my personal blog because I used a lot of really bad language on my personal site, and that led to a lot of hits from people searching for porn. So once they saw that my site wasn't about pornography, they bounced right back out. So you need to see what's causing your bounce rate, and a lower bounce rate is a better bounce rate. That means people that you're targeting is already pretty specific and solid, but it's good information to have as part of your data for your reader persona. So I also want you to look at the search terms that lead people to your site. And if you see that that your search terms are contributing to your high bounce rate, like people are seeking for something that you're accidentally optimized for and coming to your site and you don't really want them there, you can go back and change that post or address it so that you're getting a little better targeting. But I digress. That's a whole other ball of wax. Next up is referring sites. It's a good idea to have a good, solid understanding of where people are coming from before they come to your site. So then I want you to go and do the same thing, but this time with your social media profiles. Almost every social media site now offers some sort of analytics, and I want you to kind of compile the same data from your social media analytics because it will help you see if your persona online in social is different than your site, and how, if that's not measuring up and you're not getting that resonance with your audience on both platforms that you want. So, okay, now you have some great information, but I'm going to suggest you take it another step further. I'm going to suggest you survey your audience. This will provide you with information about your current readers that might not be as easy to spot in your demographics and analytics. So what I want you to do is create a very small survey. Keep it around 5, 6 questions, no more than 10. Otherwise, nobody is actually going to fill it out. And ask them the questions that you want to know about them so that you can further develop this reader persona. So now you've got all this data, right? So how do you start building this persona? On my site, cecilyk.com, which is probably right above this video if you're watching it on my site, you're going to see a link that talks about buyer personas, which is a common marketing tool Yes, in marketing, they use the same tool to develop their ideal customer. And of course, as bloggers, in some ways, our readers are our customers. So it has a really good worksheet about how to go about doing it. But basically what you do is you describe the person, how they look, where they live, what they do for a living, how many kids they have, what their hobbies are, where they go on the weekends, what do they do. Flesh this persona out perfectly. And now if you are transitioning your site, you not only want to have a reader persona of your current reader, but you also want to have a persona of the ideal reader in the direction you want to go. So this means building a couple of different personas. And this can be, one for current readers, one for the ideal readers that you want to reach, and then whatever other goals that you have. This is a great foundational tool to help inform your content strategy going forward. So once you have that reader persona, you can take a look at your content and see how accurately your content is targeting that audience. Are you being effective? Are you actually reaching who you want to be reaching with your content? And if not, change it, shape it up, fix it up, flip it around. So what you can do then is you can help yourself set goals and move on. If you follow today's video plus tomorrow and the next days, today is August 17th, I'm going to be kind of pulling these all together, 3 different tools you can use for helping to grow your blogging audience, and use them to pull together a growth strategy for your site. So we'll talk about that on Thursday. So that's pretty much it. A buyer persona is a profile of your reader or ideal reader. You create it by taking a look at your demographics and pulling in your analytics and getting a picture, and as well as surveying your audience. And then you use it to create the profile of the person that you want to reach the most and build your content strategy around reaching that particular individual, even though they don't exist. Okay, guys, again, I'm Cecily Kellogg. Find me on Twitter as @CecilyK. Find me, my blog is cecilyk.com. Find me on Periscope doing this live, where you can ask me questions as Cecily K as well. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Bye.